Alright, this is Old Town Dog, and I'm back today. I'm going to try another small flight. I hadn't got anything else lined up yet, so we're going to try a flight today. I'm back up here in my little biplane that I fly a little bit. I believe it's called the Travel Air. I think that's what this one is. I forgot to even look. Anyway, it's got the Walt Price's name on the side of it. He's a circus type guy. He likes to act silly, so we have to sort of watch out for him. Now we're sitting here on a fuel pump. We're going to start this thing up and see if we can find us a runway. But what I got in mind for today is I'm up here in North Dakota. I'm on an airport called Minot International in North Dakota. ICO is KMOT. It has a runway 13, 31, 8, 6, 26. And the altitude of this airport is 1,706 feet above sea level. It does have a VOR on this airport, 11710. We may use it on the way out on kind of where we're going to. Today we're going to go to a little place called Davils Lake. Now, I've never been there. I don't know what it looks like. Just going to fly over and see what it looks like. So it is about close to 100 miles, almost dead east of here. It has a VOR, but it's low altitude, so I mean, at 100 miles, you're going to be almost halfway when you pick it up. You won't know it till you get within range of it, so hopefully I'll be close enough to find it. Anyway, the VOR is 111.00. Altitude of Devil's Lake is 1,415 feet. It has runways 13, 31, 3, and 21. It has an ILS of 108.70, so if the weather got bad, I can still get in. And I hadn't got the weather changed now. I don't know, as far as I know, it'll be fair all the way, but I don't know. And the runway heading is 311. Well, that's all the information I have for here. So we need to get this thing fired up and see if we can get to moving. So first thing we need to do is see if we can't get some of this night covers off it. They got a little mad at me because I let it sit here on the pumps last night and tied it down. Couldn't nobody get to the pumps. So I thought I was going to get whooped. Anyway, I'm finna get it out of the way now this morning. I see they got a string out here waiting on me to move in there. I don't see nobody. Okay. There is one in the air. We're going to pause. This is a multiplayer. I see two planes, a 737 on the runway, and I see I had a friend with me last night. His plane may still be in there too. But there's also a mall right there sitting in the air. It's paused. I don't know who that is or what they are, but my game's not paused, so they must be. Anyway, I'm going to set this sail and try to get out of here. What did I just pick up a different sound come in there? Some wheel or something. Anyway, we got a cover over the plane here. We got the seat covered up. Wasn't quite as bad last night, though. I don't think I had no frost or nothing. Well, it might have. It was a little snow down here when I landed yesterday. We come in here yesterday and landed. It was me and Mr. Razor. And he actually recorded my landing on a little recorder in X-Plane. It's a short. I don't know. I might tack it on something, might not. But I was flying my Tomahawk, but he had me down as being substituted with a 172. Now let's see if we can't. Oops, I don't want to get inside just yet. I want to get a little closer to the plane, though. I do want to do that. Why ain't that thing moving? That's why I'm wrong button. Here we go. Now we do have our seat cover on, so let's see if we can snatch that off right quick. We've got a cockpit cover. Let's get that off right there. Now we're down to here. We still got chocks on the wheels. We need to get them out and tie down off of there. We had them little blocks we had sitting on the ground there and tied it down to them. Get them all, put them away right quick. Go to tie downs right there, and we need to get the wheel chocks out on the wheels before we get ready to go. There we go. So we don't do it ourselves. Want nobody else to do it for us. Now we do have a cover on our P8, so we need to get it off too. Okay, that's got everything off. I didn't see where it was, but anyway, we got it off. Now we got all this done. Need to get in the plane. To get in the plane, we might ought to. Do we have any way to? Well, let the passenger get in first. I don't think we got no doors. There's no doors. Got a baggage door. Didn't open, did it? Hey, it ain't. There it goes. What it is? Just clicking too quick. I couldn't see it. Well, why'd that close? Why didn't tell it to close? It's supposed to be open. Huh? It's closed itself. Okay, we'll leave it closed there. I ain't worried about it. I hope the pilot don't keep jumping out. Oh, we'll put the passenger in and the pilot in. Here we go. Now we're ready to roll. Everything else ready. Oh, why package door wouldn't stay open? Maybe because the chocks are not on the plane or something. That don't matter. Anyway, if it is, it closes automatically. I didn't know that. Now, we're going to call it right there. Good. Let's get in the plane and see if we can get this thing fired up. We're sitting on the pumps. We know the tank's going to be full. All right, here we go. We're going to turn these two on right here. Go over here and turn the fuel on. Put the mixture on lean or rich. And turn the magnetos on. Now, if it don't go crazy, it'll crack. We got it running. Park brake set. We got our plane running. Now, since it's running, we can turn. We don't need no smoke. I had never checked that either. Panel, radio. These lights on. Booster don't come on. Okay, that's everything. All right, we're ready to go. Now, I don't know where the runways are here. I haven't checked my taxiway or nothing. I have no idea. I landed and I managed to get over here and find a place to park, but I don't know. I don't care what runway I find. All I want is a runway. Could do a taxiway time on me. Whoop, I'm sorry about that. Friend Tom, he loves to take off on taxiways. Especially on a small plane. He'll take off in a minute, be gone. Which I've been known to do it a few times myself. But I'm going to try to make my way to a runway today. Actually, I see one right there. This right here get me to it. So I don't need a whole runway, I just need part of it. This is the end of it. Oh yeah, we got it made here. Which runway did we find? We found one. Which one we found was heading out direction. Make our way to the numbers, we'll be able to tell, won't we? Looks like it's gonna be 8, and we want to go heading on 9, so that's gonna be close then. Okay, that's real close to the way we want to go. I'm gonna stop right there. Now you know I got all the regular equipment because I don't fly without it, so we will bring it up. And we're gonna set our altitude at about 6,000 for now. Oh, I've got a big 737 out. On 6,000. Airspeed at about 120. And we're going to set the heading at about 090. I'll get it in my mind. It caught over me. Here we go. 090 right there. And we'll set this on 090 also, even though it don't even matter at this point. Well, if we use the radial out, it will matter. We'll need it. All right, now I'm going to set this right here and the runway, the VOR out of this airport. I'm going to go ahead and set it up. And we'll set that up once we get in the air. The VOR out of this airport is 11710. 117's already on us, so 10 is right there. We'll bring it to active. 16 will make it 17, and we'll go up to 10 right there. Now we got them set, and the VOR here just came on. So all we gotta do is follow that bar out of here. All right, now get inside the plane. And we're going, whoops, let's get this one right here. I believe it's a little bit. That man's head's a lot be in my way. Let's see if we can get a little extra distance here. That'd be good enough. We can see now. He's busy looking around, and he thinks he's gonna see something. Experimental airplane was an experimental. Look like okay. Here we go. Get this thing in the air. Get my nose down. So the nose goes down, the tail comes up. We're ready to fly. We're in there. What I want now is some equipment I can actually read. And I'm gonna go this way right here a little bit. The bar on the nav one, there we go, she's lining. If she's gonna line, I'm gonna set this, and that. Now she'll fly the out radio. I am a little tight on out radio. I shouldn't have turned it on quite so quick, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to heading bug a few minutes. Cause I'm too close to allow on the radio. It'll make me swerve back and forth, probably. Get it about 5 miles before we worry about that. All right, we are up and flying. I'm gonna bring my radio stack up where I can look at it. And I want the VOR for the other airport. The VOR for the next airport is 11100. So I'm gonna set standby 11100 on both radios. That's the way I handle it. 11100. That gives me a little better control and ability to see what I want to know when I'm looking at it. See, right now I got the nav. I've got VOR where I'm at on nav 2 and nav 1. The green arrow up on the right is pointing behind me, so that's where the airport is. It'll always point straight to it. One on the left saying this is the radio you want to use. When the bar is a little bit to my right, that means I'm not quite on it. But I'm good enough for now. I'm going to go 2 degrees toward the bar just because I can. Or 3, let's make it 3 degrees. Be 0, 9, and 3. And headed toward that bar as we leave the airport. Now we're headed up to 6,000 feet. And we're going to be squawking for the airport as soon as we get, well, like I said, we can go probably 50 miles before we worry about it. And by having the VOR behind me is high altitude, so it would actually read all the way. I did not actually check the mileage. I just estimated on the map how far I thought it was due to how far we went yesterday, and they looked like about the same. This might be a little bit further, so yesterday was about 90. I called it 100. So it's going to be a pretty good long flight for this little plane. Let's see what we can get going here. Now, I was talking about a little slow. See the little square patches there? When I landed yesterday, a little snow sticking around. Up here, still a little snow sticking around. See it right there? I guess must be some cold spots. It just ain't quite thawed off yet. Look like a heavy frost. Oh, a lot of snow on that side, though. That's probably the north. That's north side. Okay. North side's got a lot of snow. South side don't have much snow. What do you think about that? I'm up here right on the frost line. We're doing good. We're trying to get out there now. We've still got nav 1, the bar is still off to the right. I'm still pulling. I'm gonna go another degree. I get 4 degrees to the. I'm going 4 degrees to the south off the east, and the bar says I need to move south to get to it. So that's what I'm doing. But if I get out about 5 miles, I can let the bars line itself. The DME says I'm 6 miles out now, so it won't hurt to go a little further. But I am far enough if I want to do it. I'm still running full throttle. I didn't mean to. I might be full throttle. I meant to have the speed set, and I didn't do it. Now it's set. I know these planes are not supposed to have all this stuff, but you know, if you got enough money, you put it in the shop and have anything you want put on it, I reckon. So that's what I got. Plenty of no money, okay, but I got the stuff I want on my plane. That means I got no money left. I got to get out of the house a little bit and do some work, so I'll be gone several hours. go to town, get some stuff, and I gotta go tear out my bathroom, take the tile board off the wall, get ready to replace the tile board. House had people in for about around 5 years or something like that, maybe a little more. And the bathroom done got a little rough. I hadn't updated it while they was in there. They have since bought on my home and moved, which I don't blame them. That's what people should do if they can, if they want to. That's an option. In America, you can do that. And these are like me. They may have a little more than I do, but not much more. The poor folks just getting by. They found a house they could buy with no down payment, and they took it. I think it's a new government loan or something. It does have a down payment, they said, but they give you the down payment. If you stay 5 years, you don't have to pay the down payment back. Guess I ought to buy me one of them. Alright, the bar is coming down on nav 1. I'm going to go ahead and set the nav 1. We're pulling up out now. Set the localizer, let the plane find the bar. And that's what that sudden change was. So autopilot started going to the bar. Instead of working the way in slower to get over a little faster. It may crab a little, it may not stay straight. And my joystick has a tendency here later to make my plane fly crooked. So still flies the line, but it leans to one side. That's my joystick doing that. I can override it and make it do right, but it'll go back doing it after a while. Alright, we are now somewhat on the line, 12, 13 miles out, and headed for Davils Lake. No, I don't remember ever going to Davils Lake. If I do, I don't remember it. And we're going to go ahead and look at it. I'll probably fly ILS in. But when we get there, what we got to do now, since we're already on this line, I don't know, I haven't checked the GPS to see what, I've got GPS on the other screen, but I hadn't even looked at it yet, to see where our alignment is as far as our airport we're going to. Looked like to me, I just looked and looked like it's going to be pretty doggone good. We're not straight in, but we're getting closer. The plane's still turning, and it's the right direction, so we're getting closer to the VOR. I see it on the screen over here. Now, bring this over where everybody can see it. Here we are. We left here. We're on east, and we're going to right here. And if it ever gets straight in line that right there, I'm straight to it. And it's still moving that direction right now. But once that lines up, whenever we quit turning, I don't know where we're going to quit turning at. We're about to quit right now, I think. Once we quit turning, see, that's close enough. As long as we're headed toward that, there's our VOR right there we're going to be looking for, right there. The one at the top of the screen, just on the 092. That little blue square, that's our VOR at the airport we're going to. And that must be Davils Lake out there. I've not been to it, don't know nothing about it, but anyway, that's where we're headed. And we're in the air, we're on outleg radial. Right now we're on 094 because, well, we're on 090 here. 94 was a manual, and we were not flying manual no more. All right, there we go. Whoa. We got a little wind. Look at the plane act up. Let me get this back out of our way now. That's all we need to do. I just wanted everybody to see what I was looking at on the other screen. We've got one AI or one plane off to our right on the GPS. To bring it back over, my GPS shows people just to off my right wing, about 3/4 of an inch here on the map. On the GPS, there's a little brown dot with a tag. That's another airplane. There goes one under me too. That didn't show up. The other down here does. It's not gonna be the same thing. Oops, that he went out. He flew under me. No, he didn't. Well, I did. I stopped him on by. Oh, I lost him. I stopped him by clicking the mouse. I thought, anyway, there is a tag. That tag on my plane is the one that just flew under me. My plane don't have the tag, I don't think. But anyway, so that's that plane that just flew under me is what that is. And the other tag to my right is another plane off out there to my right. And then I also have abilities to, solid green means I'm clear of the ground. I'm above, at least 2,000 feet above the ground. If not, it would have colors involved besides green. The blues, of course, are water. And we go back to here, that's normal. And right here is our normal terrain. Here comes another plane back. Now, if they mess with my plane, I will kick them out. I haven't communicated that to them, but I can. In fact, it wouldn't hurt. I haven't got any threats on my communication lines, but I do have some stuff on it. Looks like somebody just left the game anyway, so it don't matter. Anybody in here now? Nope, I'm the only one in now. Everybody's gone. So I don't have to worry about communicating then. And we got no messages. We're flying. We're going about between 5 and 10 degrees to the south of where we actually will be going to, but that's close enough. We'll still be able to find it. What we're looking for now is we get in range, and we're going to set radio 2 on the right hand side. The needle went to south when I changed the numbers. South is park, means it's not on. We're going to leave it sitting right there, and we're going to set the nav 2 down at the bottom of the notifications, and when the nav 2 comes on, a beeper will start. If I'm not looking, it'll tell me. But we'll be at least halfway probably before it comes on. So we'll just let it go at that. Now we can climb a little higher. Not that we actually need to, I don't think we do. Higher you get, the less scenery you get to see. Lower you get, the better off you are, really. So since I'm not worried about the direction, I'm gonna come down a little, get closer to the ground. Now, the altitude around here is around 2,000 feet, so we don't want to get that low. We're gonna come down to about 3,000 to give us 1,000 foot clearance or so. Well, 17, it's about 1,000, that's right. 1,000, 12, 1,300, something like that. That's what it's gonna be, clearance. As long as they no real tall antennas, we'll be all right. I thought that was the wrong button. I was trying to get zoom. There we go. It don't matter. We don't need this stuff right at the moment. Well, I think I just turned something off. Well, that. No, everything's all right. On why it's where the side end must have got a wind current. Everything's still set the same there. Had nothing moved. I pushed the button, the plane turned. I thought I caused it to turn. And I might have overpowered it and come back soon and let it go. The button might have been a steering button. But I didn't know if it was. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Now we still got that. Where'd the passenger go? We're supposed to have a passenger. I don't see him. That ain't supposed to be over here either. I must have reset the planes what I done a while ago. That's supposed to be on the other screen. And my passenger's gone. There he is right there. But sometimes he gets lost. You remember that, don't you? You remember seeing him get lost sometimes? There he is right there. And sometimes you can look around trying to see what you see outside the plane. And when you come back to him, he ain't there. See, uh-oh, he done got out again. Where's he at? On that wing? Or he ain't on that wing? Where's he at? I don't see him. He gone somewhere now. I just don't see him. Where'd he go? Let's zoom back out a little, see if we can find him. can't get the plane to zoom out. There we go. Oh, he done climbed up on that wing again. And now he's trying to wave at everybody on the ground. As cold as this, ain't nobody down there. He ought to know better than that. Anyway, he going, hey, waving around. And anyway, we're out here flying in the cold wind, and I don't have the pitot heat on. Maybe I ought to do that. Maybe a little moisture in this cold. Whoops, I just hit the wrong button. That thing just took a picture. I didn't want a picture. That's what Steam does, but I don't like it. It's on my button on my default on XSX views. It's got the camera hooked to it. I don't like that. I tell it to turn it off, it comes right back on later. First time the update, it turns it back on, so I get tired of telling it to turn off. Now, let's see what we got right here. And we need to get back in the plane a minute right here. And that light there was on, it's off now. Thought we had a pitot heat. I don't see a pitot heat. I don't know. We don't have a pitot heat. Thought I had one. Somewhere. I sure don't see one. That ain't good. Maybe we won't need it. I hope not. If it does, I'll be scratching around trying to find a way to get it. I could have swore I had one. Got a low voltage light. Master. Alternator. Strobe lights. Nav lights. Radio. Panel. Smoke. No pitot heat. Could have swore I had one to all these planes, but apparently I didn't. Usually it's one over above the fuel switch on the right. If it's nowhere else, I don't see one nowhere. Is it one in the main plane? Since it's got there, maybe one in here. Throttles, magnetors. I don't see one in here. Car beat. Park brake. I don't see a pitot heat nowhere. Not even in here. It's got it in the files and all that. Well, let's see what's on the door over here. Maybe something. That's radio stack over there. That's original. We just picked up the VOR. Where we going? Avionics switch. We don't want to mess with that. Transponder. Well, we ain't gonna worry about it. We don't see it. Maybe we won't have to have one today. But what it's telling me now is my let's zoom back out a little. All right, we're gonna go outside the plane again and bring our stuff here back up outside. And what it's telling me is my radio on nav 2 is on, and that means the VOR in front of me is now on. And there it is right there. And we are, does it have DME? It does for 57 miles, like I said, around 50 miles from the airport we're going to. Now, in order to go to that airport, what we need to do is adjust the direction to the needle lines and turn it back on to nav, and now it'll carry you to the airport. Now we can turn that noise marker off. We don't need that. It's done its job. It told us when to get ready. Next thing we'll need is, if I use ILS for landing, we'll need it when we get there. The ILS on that airport is 108.70. So in standby, we're going to go 108.70. Closer down than it is up, so we go down right there. There we go. Now we'll let that stay there till we get within range of the ILS, and we'll start looking for it. Let the guy sit up on that wind up upstairs and get cold, and when he gets tired, he'll get down and get behind that windshield where he get a little heat. Ain't much, but a little bit down there. At least it breaks the air off of him. He seems to like it up there in the wind, so let's let him ride a while. What does he look like? I bet he's ugly. Let's see what he looks like. I bet he's ugly. Oh, that's a lady. You can look at her and tell it's a lady. I thought that was a man. No wonder I was mistaken. That got me all confused this morning. Okay, now, that's why she gets out. You can't think none of them stay in their seat. I'll keep them out shut either. Okay. Maybe I ought not have done that. Let's see what we got going here. It's all for the fun. There you go. We're going back out away from it there. I'm going to make you get back to the seat. He don't need to be up there all the time. Let's see if we can tell him to get back in the seat. He's in transition right now. Where'd he go? He must be crawling around the fender there somewhere. I don't see him. I think he likes to fall off. He's hanging on the wheel, I believe. He'll get back in a minute. Here he is. He's back in now. All right, we got the co-pilot back in the seat. Passenger. Ain't no co-pilot. She ain't flying my plane. She ain't gonna touch it. That's what Walter said. Oh, that may be a copyright right there, but okay. Maybe not. It's just words. It ain't actual showing the commercial. But that's what he said about his truck. She ain't gonna touch it. We're 50 miles out, 50.5. Get this little, got a little, snow's getting a little heavier out here as we go this direction. Well, we're headed in towards Chicago, even though we're still a long ways away, but that's the direction we're going. Headed east in North Dakota. Yeah, I thought I'd try to make a quick video. I hadn't made one in a couple of days now. I think the last one I made was a truck. Make a little airplane flight. If I have time, I'll do a truck after a while, but I probably ain't gonna have time till late tonight. So I gotta get out of the house and take care of business. Get out and make like I'm gonna work a little. Of course, make like about it. I don't know if we call it work or not, but I will accomplish something in the next few days. I bet you money on that one. .47.5 miles out. Right at it. Coffee cup about empty. I have to have a refill here in a minute. There's a lake right there. Two of them. Bunch of lakes out here. Look like North Dakota may be full of sinkholes. I'll be right back. Give me a cup of coffee. It's going to apply itself a few minutes. All right, I'm back. Got me a fresh cup of coffee. Let's see, we got 42.2 miles out. Flying along here just sort of smooth. Trying to get a little choked up this morning. Doing pretty good right now though, so we try this. The sunrise we're going into, flying east into the sun in the morning. It should be a little after dawn, middle of the morning. I hadn't checked the actual time, but I got the time set on the simulator 1 hour before dawn, or 1 hour earlier than actual time. Because whatever it was set on was right or wrong. I backed it up 1 hour when I started it, so it would be a little later to getting daylight this morning because I knew I wouldn't be up early. And later it gets daylight, the longer it stays daylight. There's nobody else in my team speak. Nope. Just, well, one more guy, but he said he's gonna take a break, so he probably ain't there. Told me that, and I just went on a switch from the room he was in down to my recording room, so people know that I'm recording. They look at it. That way, if they mess with me, they did it on purpose. It wasn't no accident. Got a little breeze blowing, airplane flopping around. Got some crosswinds here on this flat plane. Let's eyeball this lake a little bit up here. Now we got control of the plane. Let's go down toward this lake a minute. Just eyeball. We'll get back on our course here in a few minutes. Let's do something a little off the wall this time. Again, just because we can. Put something in it besides just all autopilot flight. Back off the throttle just a little. You hear it slow down. Alright, here we go. What we got on the side of the lake right there? I see something. That's a tree with frost on it, but it is snow standing in it. A little white looking there. I think got a little snow in the trees. We're low enough we lost our signal, but that don't matter. We'll go back up and pick it up later. But we just picked it back up because I swerved back up. Oh, this is a heart-shaped lake. Okay. Top of it's shaped like a heart, where the bottom of it is not. Either a heart or a butt, one of the two. A track on the ground. Anyway, we're gonna fly around the edge of this lake, then we'll get back on course in a minute. That's some good, pretty water out there this morning. Thing looks all right. Let's see if I get stuck in the water this morning. Run out of distance that time. Back up to the signal, turn around, get back on the water, and level off. Got some buildings over yonder. I crashed that time. Yeah, I hit it too hard. I actually, when it bounces up like that, you actually crashed. My mistake here, the plane changed sails too, did it? It put the throttle back to where it should have been, or what I had set on before I throttled back. Anyway, it was a reset. That's my mistake. Come down too fast in the water and put me all the way in it. There's a nice looking little hotel inside the lake there. Let's see if we can do it again without crashing. Alright, now we've only got a little short period of time. We're going to ride water here. Alright, that time it didn't just bounce back up. I got away with that one. Let's get back on course. Looks like it's our VOR's back on. We'll get that back, and that back. Head back out the way we was. Let the plane establish its own course. We're 34 miles away from the other airport. I'm gonna go ahead and set the ILS and set the notifications on it. When it comes on, it'll tell me. Runway heading is 3. Runway heading at the new airport is 311. Once we get over onto the ILS, I'll set the heading, the course button. All right, we have topped back out at 3,000. I'm gonna climb back to 3,500 at least. There we go. Altitude I like to work with here. All right, we're at 29.4. It won't be long now. We're squawking for the ILS. Got the notification set. Needle on the right hand, the green needle on the radio on the right hand side at the top, pointing south. That is parked. It's not on. Waiting on it to move. When it moves, it'll be on. Should be about 24, and I'm at 28. Give or take a little, somewhere around there. Next 10 miles, I should definitely have it. There it is right there. A little quicker than I thought. The needle just popped straight up. ILS is now on. I'm going to switch ILS over on nav 1. Almost at the heading bug on the heading I am going. Now I'm flying the heading bug, not ILS, not VOR. I'm going to rotate my approach to 311 right there, and that shows the needle on the right shows the direction in which I got to approach the airport. So now I got to bring the needle on the right to the one on the left and get them together. I got a green needle on the right, and the way to do that is fly to the right hand side of the green needle. So I'm going to move that direction right now. I'm going to come around to about 110. And that'll put me on that side of the needle good. And the green needle on the right's got to match the one on the left in order to get to the runway. And that's what we're trying to do right now in the air, fly around the airport. We don't have a DME, and I like my DME. If I go back to the VOR and nav 2, which will give me roughly the same, I'll make sure the difference in it right now. When I switch them, what the needle changes is the difference in ILS and VOR. They're real close. VOR is on the airport, it looks like. Now if I switch the DME button on the DME indicator to nav 2, now we've got distance to the airport we didn't have on the other one. So let's see if we got a full ILS now. It says ILS, but it don't mean we got everything. We won't know till we get there. But I don't know how to look at it and tell. There's a way, I'm sure, but I don't know how. I just know that it says ILS. If the map showed a feather, it probably would have everything, but I didn't look at the map that close either. When I reset a while ago, it changed my. Now I can move it to the screen. I want to verify something on it right quick. See if it's got a feather on the ILS on the GPS. Looks like it might have, yeah. There is a feather on the GPS. Off to my left in front of me, the lakes and the airport. It's got the feather there, just outside of the E on the compass. There's a VOR, that's the VOR I'm using. The feather's ILS I'm using. The feather says it's probably got everything it needs. As far as me knowing for sure, I won't know till I get there. If it don't, I can land without it, but I'm just trying to use it if it's there. Anybody else come in to the multiplayer? Nope, just be by myself. I try to keep this thing up as much as I can. I don't always. Sometimes I want to fly something on single player with the other group. To do that, I have to close the multiplayer. But I put it back up as quick as I think of it and have time once I get through with my little flight. The reason I go to single player is so I can change planes like the rest of them. Multiplayer, I can't change planes without closing the multiplayer. and single player I can. And we use joint FS to join together. We can actually use most any platform, they'll still join to the joint FS. And we see each other in the flight. I'm running the joint FS hub under the Town Dog 10 name. And I'm running a multiplayer on Steam under the Town Dog 10 name. It's also under free flight. Sip of that hot coffee. Now we got a lake in front of us, which is our lake this time. That's Davils Lake in front of us. It may be because it's one of those earthquake deals. It's what we got River Lake where I live is caused by an earthquake. So I don't know about these old. A lot of things cause a lake, nothing but just settling. But anyway, I'm coming up to the south side of Davils Lake. I'll be going around it to the other end and coming in on ILS. What do we got here? Still got a little snow on the ground, look like to me. A little dusting. One of the days for long, FSX will switch to spring. When it does, everything will be orange and stuff. Again, like it did in the fall, probably. It won't be long now. Now, I don't fly X-plane much because I just have too much trouble with it. I don't have the planes don't seem to do what I think they should. And as long as it's like that, I'm not likely to fly them too much. But that's all right too. I do own it. I've got an X-plane. A plane, my machine will handle it just fine. But there's so many things that don't work the way that I would want them to. And they don't allow you the ability to make them do that, so I'm not that interested in it. The big planes are set up where they are to be flown a certain way, and they're hard to manage. Where I can do in FSX, I can cheat and do what I want to do. That's the way it comes down to. I learned to fly FSX a bunch of years ago, and I've refined it over the years to do what I want to do. I do it as close as I can to it, what it's called real. I don't use realism settings because you tear your plane up and stuff, have to stop and restart. I just don't go that route. And if you put your realism too high on multiplayer, somebody will fly over you and crash you just because they can. So I do not set aircraft crash in my system. That way they can't crash me, even though if they fly through my plane, I can crash them in the wheel. They do not fly through my plane and get away with it very much. And that's been a rule ever since back in GameSpy for me. I used to run servers in GameSpy years ago. And I'm Flight Simulator 98 is where I started. I've come up through the Flight Simulator. I've had them all, I think, but maybe one. I think I skipped one. Well, no, I had them all. I had 2000, 2004, and Flight Simulator X. In 98, I had a copy of 98 that wasn't registered. I flew that thing for many a year. Me and a bunch of other people too. But that's the way it goes. But it ain't hurt Microsoft now. They get their money's worth in the long run, I guarantee you. Okay, we're coming up alongside the airport now. The green needle on my right is showing the airport is still in front of my wing by about 30 degrees. When it gets parallel with that yellow needle, it'll be out right off my right wing, parallel. I'll be passing the airport at that point. What I need to do at about 10 miles out is turn runway heading away from the airport, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I might not get that close to the direction I'm going. Once I pass it, I'll start getting further away, even though I'm moving toward the feathers. I'm moving toward the feathers at about 30 degrees. And that's the difference on my right hand side, the needle direction, and my needle direction shows away from the airport behind me about 30 degrees to my right, and the heading bug is to the left of that. Means I'm cutting across the ILS somewhere behind the airport, which will put me in line to pick it up. If I'll set the VOR now, the localizer VOR is actually ILS, we have picked up a glide slope, so we do have full ILS. The diamonds on the glide slope on the right hand needle is up at the top. I am below the glide slope. That's where I want to be. Now as I fly away, as I fly away they get higher already, but we're still getting closer now. At the moment, a little bit, but not much. We're at 11.6. This plane don't need too big a radius to get back in. The reason I was going to hold 10 miles, give me room to turn around to my left and come into the ILS, or at least turn a base. I'll fix to turn downwind here just a minute. I'm at 11.3. Needle on my right is almost parallel. The green needle is coming around to the right. The yellow needle is parked, but it parks parallel. It gives you a stable marker to estimate the odds on. We're now passing the airport. The needle on the left, the green one, is coming down to the goal. And when they get parallel, the airport's off my left wing directly. Like right there. That's good enough. Now I'm fixing to turn. Well, I'm going to go a little further because I'm still 11 miles from the airport. I'd like to be a little closer to the feathers before I turn parallel with them. And the way I'm going is giving me 30-degree lead into the feathers right now on the backside of the airport, which is probably good enough. But I may get a little more distance downwind here in a few minutes. Now my DME will not help me now, for I'll be getting further away, even though I'm getting closer to the feathers. I'm getting further away from the airport. But if I turn base right now, I'd fly straight into the side of the airport, so we're not quite ready for that. Where are we? See, there's the lake. No, actually, I see the airport on the other side of the lake, I believe, right now. Behind my wing on the far side, right on the bank. Looks like I see the airport, I think. Anyway, we'll ease this thing on around, see what else we got around us. Everything looks all right so far. Oh, winds get a little choppy around this lake up here. All right, we are down about 20 degrees, almost past the airport. It's behind my wing now that much. And I'm fixing to turn now parallel the airport and fly away just a little bit. So I'll move the nav 1 heading bug to the very back of the runway heading needle right there. That'll turn me straight away from the airport, straight down along parallel with downwind. What that does, I'm at downwind now at 3,500 feet. And we're gonna fly at that, that's where I wanna be. Right or wrong, that's where I wanna be. And we'll fly this way a little while before we cut across base. If I cut across right now, I'll be too close to the airport when I think when I get to the ILS. I'd have to come down to keep them overshooting, I think, from here. But another few miles out, and when I cut across, as I get closer, I won't get too close. Be turning base here in a few minutes. We can try. We can always invert that a little bit to stay away from the ILS if we have to. All right, I'm going to turn base right now. I'm going to bring the needle to exactly parallel 90 degree across the airport. That should be approximately right there. Now I'm going to slow down a little bit. Down to about 80. Give the plane more ability to control, be controlled. All right, we're turning across with the airport. We're 14.3 miles out. Now we're actually closed on the airport at this point, so we may get too close. If a diamonds come down halfway, I'm too close for me. I'll either have to come down or move away, one of the two, to keep the diamonds above me until I get there. I'll let them tell me what I got going on. They tell me what I need to know. I don't need to know nothing else. I know the airport is about 40 degrees in front of my left wing right now, and I'm getting closer to it all the time. On base, I'm still getting closer as I come around to the runway heading. And you know you're getting closer where the DME is losing distance. Right there, I just lost something in. Now I've slowed to 80, which should be good, this little plane. You know, each time I fly these planes, I forget what the approach speeds are on. I think this one is 60, 70, but I'm not real sure. I look inside the plane. If I'm losing, I'll know I'm too slow. So I'll go right here, and right now, my altitude is holding itself. It ain't moving. 3,500. I'll say it ain't. It's a little bit low. I don't think it's enough to call it losing, but 35. I'm gonna make sure the barometer set right. All right. On the auto set, it says it is. So that's good enough for me. I'm showing about 50 or 100 feet below the altitude on it, but maybe a higher slope of this plane. It's coming back up slowly. Needle's getting closer to 500 all the time, so I guess that's right. We got somebody coming in and out. Wrong buttons. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Right there's where I want to be, right there. Now, on the right-hand radio stack at the top, radio instrument, it still shows that I'm below the glide slope. Needle diameter is still at the top. Low clouds are still not active. It's still at the top, and I'm flying into it. Flying what I call straight across the bar. The needle on the right shows the airport still in front of my wing by about 20 degrees. And the further I go this way, the more it becomes parallel. Runway heading will be parallel also. When they come together, the plane will turn itself. I've got the localizer set so it will do that. I'll have to change the localizer over to approach once the diamonds start to move and the localizer is active also. Need them both in within the perimeters before you turn it on to make it work right. In FSX. It works pretty good as X-plane like that. When the plane works, the plane don't always work. I can apply my little Cecil in there, and one time it'll work fine, next time the trim won't work. If the trim don't work, the autopilot won't work. Without the trim, the autopilot cannot maintain altitude right. If your trim is not floating, it's not working. If your plane is not flying altitude, look down at your trim. If it's not moving, you're wasting your time. It's not going to fly. If you can't reset it and make it work, you have to restart the whole game to make it work. But that's my biggest problem with it. In the Cessna, sometimes it'll hold altitude, sometimes it won't. It's all due to the trim working or not working. Now, why it's not working, maybe I damaged it, I don't know, due to some silly too-fast flight or something, but all I know is sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Most times it's take off, either works or it don't. All right, we just locked on to the localizer. Plane is turning. We're running right now down the localizer runway, headed down runway heading, or fixed to line up on it. At 11 miles, almost 12 miles out, we just turned localizer. The diamonds are still at the top. They need to be moving before I set the approach. As I move down to the localizer and get closer, they will move. And that's what I'm after. Let me bring the heading book back up so if I have to switch for some reason, I won't have to be looking for it to be already right. And in the X-plane, you must have it lined up. Don't it won't fly the localizer. Once you set your course on your localizer and turn it on, you must bring the heading bug around to it, or else it will not follow it. That's the way they set it up. The excuse being that the autopilot is not an HSI, and it won't follow unless it is, so you have to bring the heading bug around. That way it'll have a reference point. The autopilot uses a reference point on the heading bug. That's what the instructions said. It seems to work, so I guess that's right. I get out and see if my truck will run today. Got it out of the shop yesterday. They seem to have fixed it. I hope they did. I had to have a crankshaft sensor. It would crank sometimes it wouldn't. And I think it failed. It finally failed them. It sat over here for 3 days, wouldn't crank. When they come out to get it, it cranked. The worst thing in the world to do is crank before they get a chance to check it. But I told them they had to keep it overnight, and apparently it failed them too. They said they put it on a tester, and camshaft sensor was lying about the RPMs. And in that truck, if the RPM don't reach 200, the computer won't kick on for the crank. It won't turn the ignition on. He said, even though the crankshaft was turning plenty fast, it was only reading 50 RPMs. It's got to read 200 instead for it to kick on. So they changed the sensor and she cranked right up. Apparently that was it. Hopefully that's my problem with it not cranking. I won't know for a few days. All right, now we are back in my plane out of my truck. Anyway, my diamonds on my glide slope is coming down now. They're active. So the bar is flying us, the bar is active, the diamonds are moving, they're active. I'll turn the approach on. All right, the approach is on. Approach light's on. Now the plane will fly itself. What I'm going to do is get inside the plane, give me a little view here, and I'm gonna bring these three up, just so I'll have them. Oh, I missed one. Here we go. And now we'll show the diamonds on the right are coming down. When they get dead center, the altitude light will go out. And once it goes out, we're on our way down. We'll let the view down a little bit there. All I need is airspeed and altitude is all I need on that. And I'm holding altitude now. Airspeed is setting on 80. I'm gonna try to slow to 75, but I'll watch the altitude. If I lose altitude, I'll go back up. Speed. The altitude is on the right, last needle on the right bottom. And it's showing right now at 30. Actually, I'm losing altitude right now. So it right there told me what I need to know. Go back up in speed. I was almost too slow to start with. I thought I was a little low. I'm gonna go back to 85 knots. Now I know I'm fast enough. She should put her back on line. Well, I'm wrong. I read it wrong. We're already starting to go down the glide slope. I didn't realize we had done actually locked on. I knew we was getting ready to. I'm gonna say 75 will work, but if the diamonds right now I'm above the diamonds, I mean I'm fast enough. If the diamonds don't get above the center and stay there very much, I'm in good shape. Just watch the diamonds. They tell you where you are and where you need to be. Localizer's lined, and the diamonds they're low means I am a little bit above glide slope, but not enough to hurt it. Now I'm moving back toward the glide slope now, and it'll probably dip under just a little as it lines up. But as long as they don't keep dipping under, we're in good shape. 75 knots should be a plane. This plane should fly at 65, I would think. Or even maybe a little slower, but that would be within reason. I'm going to preset my throttle on my joystick. Prepare to land this thing. Didn't fly on the A cars today, so this don't count again my flights in the airlines. Even though we don't run an airline, we run a charter, and I can count this plane like I can any of the rest of them. All right, the diamonds say I'm just a little bit below line now. Let's see how much it cheats. If them diamonds get plumb off that line, I'm a little slow, I would think. Right now they're on the top of the line, but they're not off of it. And I'm gonna say right now it's trying to make itself come back to it, whether it does or not. And I believe it's getting closer back up, which means I'm plenty fast. That is, if they're working up. I'm not sure they are. As long as they hold, I'm all right. If they don't slip down any further, I'm still all right. And they can go down another 50, 100 feet to be all right for its landing. As long as you control it accordingly when time comes. Oh, 3 miles out, I still don't see the airport because that man's big head, but with a biplane you won't see it till it comes on the airplane. More than likely or close to it. Unless you do outside, and I don't want to do outside. This is a 3D cockpit. This is default. I have not changed it. The other cockpit's one I built for several planes, biplanes. Whoop, we just picked up a breeze, and the glide slope slipped when it done it. I'm a little bit slow, even though it's trying to maintain it. The wind took it away from me because I'm just a hair slow. What happened? 80 would be better, I do believe. Well, I see it come back down. Oh, it's working its way back up. And that's good. The wind is what's causing it now, though. See, I went under and over, under and over. The wind is trying to take my plane away from me is what it's trying to do. It just might do it, too. A lot of updrafts and cross breezes here. But the autopilot's doing all it can to hold it. I don't see my runway. I see something, but not my runway. I don't know if the runway is straight with me or not. Looks like I'm coming over the airport now. It looks like I'm in good shape for the glide slope. It looks like airport right there. I should have a runway from me, but I can't be sure because I can't see if that man's big head. Hey man, put your head in your lap for a minute. I sure hope it's a runway out there. I haven't seen it yet. I still don't see it. There it is, right there. I knew there was supposed to be one out there, but I began to wonder. Set that thing down. There we go. That's a good landing. That was a good landing. Let's go park this thing. Could let that man get up on a wing and tell me which way to go, because I can't see past him anyway. Let him direct traffic up there for me. Alright, we got a ramp up here to get off on. He must be coming on 31 because there's runway 13. Got a little dust snow on the wheels down there. I don't see no buildings. There may be some down to the end down there. I don't know if it's on the airport or off the airport. Make our way down. I want to see what we got. We have landed here at Davils Lake. And maybe we'll get a chance to do a little fishing tomorrow. Get a night's sleep tonight. Go to Davils Lake, catch us some devils. How about that? Alright. Don't see nobody on the runway. Crossing the runway. Midfield. I see a... No, I don't know. Yeah, I think I see a fuel pump. We left off a fuel pump. I guess we can stop on a fuel pump. That way we'll be full of fuel for the next run, won't we? This is going to be the only run right now. I don't have time to fly nothing. See if I can't get this up on YouTube and let somebody watch it if they want to. If they don't, it'll be there anyway. We're going to go right over here at this fuel pump and park this thing. See if I can make this bunch here mad like I did the other and sitting on the pump overnight. That way I know I'm in line first in the morning. There we go right there. Lock the brakes and get that man out of the front seat. Let him go down, put the chocks and everything under for me. Hey, I just messed up and hit the wrong button. My hand hit a button. Wasn't trying to do that. Alright. See if I can get him to put the chocks on the wheels for me. and hit the tie down zone, then I can shut this thing down. There we go, right there. Go right into the 2D cockpit. Get all these other things off the screen. And now we're going to shut down this shut the lights down first. Gonna bring this mixture. Whoa! Come on, screen, quit moving around on me. Mixture down. Pumps off. And magnet off. Switches off. Power off. Everything is down. Now we are shut down for the night. Now let me get my pilot out of the plane and wrap up the seat for the night. There we go. We got everything ready to go now. She's all shut down and ready to go. We'll fly it again maybe tomorrow or next day, but that's going to be it for now. This town daughter we're going bye-bye, and we'll fly another flight or drive a truck or something next 24, 40 hours maybe. And I'm gone. Catch you later.